Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your Highland girl with her story. Pull up a chair. If this is your very first time, feel free to pull up a chair, pull out a sock. If you don't know what is sock, you can go back to the other videos that I made showing you what is sock and how you can make your own sock. Okay, all right. So without any further ado, you're liking, sharing and subscribing to the channel. Pull up your chair. Let me tell you my experience life as a certified medical assistant. All right. So with all the trials and errors that I had, and so when you're getting into the groove of it and you're understanding, now not only that I am understanding stuff, I have to make sure that I put on the whole armor of God when I walk up into some of those rooms. Like, there was this specific client, this specific patient that I know now that God, I need patience to work with that patient, right? So I always now have to sing a song in my mind while she is throwing me out, like she's telling me all manner of evil and she's calling me out of my name. And when she starts, you have to say, I must have Jesus in my whole life. I must have Jesus in my whole life. In my walking, in my talking, in my sleeping and my waking. I must have Jesus in my life. Because I had to muscle up to go into that room to go take care of that woman who is gonna tell you that you're looking like a not wildebeest cow, and you're nothing but a dirty piece of sugar honey iced tea, and she wants to kick and she wants to punch. So now you have to, you feel like you're in a ring and you just have to do a dodge. But you still have to do what you do. And you still have to keep it in your head at this point that's saying, you cannot fight back. You only have to make sure that you are protecting yourself and this patient from not hurting themselves and not hurting you. So after you're done singing, you must have Jesus in your whole life, and you're hearing what they're saying and you're hearing what she's saying, but you are definitely not going there with her. So I was like, okay. Now, when I finish with her and I'm making sure she's safe and I'm walking away, leave her, I will sing, victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told Satan, get thee behind. Victory today is mine. So, I'm singing and and everybody was like, why you always singing and dancing? I mean, they don't have to do what we're doing, especially the other clients who are asking, are you always singing and dancing? Yeah, because if we don't, we have to keep it together. You guys don't have it together. So no, I'm not telling them that, but in my head, that's what I'm saying, right? And I'm like, no, everything is good. It's all is peachy and cream. Somebody just cussed me out. Somebody just called me out of my name. Somebody just called me a pig. Somebody just told me that I am a piece of sugar honey iced tea. And then I had to just pretend like I didn't hear all of that. And then I walk into another room where she is a fighter. She is a fighter. She don't like when you touch her. She don't like when you have to clean her up. And now you can't leave her like that. So you have to make sure you're taking care of her, right? And so I walk in there one day, you muscle up and ready. If you said, all right, okay, I know she's going to fight, but, you're ready for her. And I walk in there and she said, hi, good morning. I was surprised. But I said, hey, how you doing this morning? And I'm smiling. And then she kissed, throw me a kiss. I've never seen that. So I grab it and I tuck it into my pocket real quick. And she just busts out laughing. And that day, I could take care of her, do everything. You see, the very next day, it's like when you go in and like, hi, how are you this morning? Get out of here. And I'm like, all right, I guess the brain is shift this morning. And so, you know, they try to fight, and you know, you might have to call somebody else and say, hey, help me here, because I can't do this by myself with this person, and take care of her, and you move on to the next, right? So now I had a one-on-one with this lady who seems like she was caught in a fire or something, and you can tell that she got trauma versus drama. So, you know, when she's sort of like she's okay, because she loves to put on her makeup and stuff like, and she can't put on the makeup herself because her hands shake like that. So I was like, come on, girl. And she want to put on a piece of hair piece, and you know the clip-in piece, and I love that. So I'm like, all right, come on, I'm gonna let you look beautiful today, and you have to comb her hair a certain type of way to cover one side of her face, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. And I fix her up. She have on her lipstick and her shades, and really nice, really, really nice. But you see, when I get after 2 going up to 3 o'clock in the evening, when the sun is coming up to go down, she's going there too. And I remember one day I was outside with her sitting down, and she started having this episode. Now, the only thing I can do is ask the nurse. I said, hey, nurse, so-and-so is having an episode. Is there any medication for her at this time? And sometimes the nurse said, no, that's not the time yet. And that woman went through, she went through a fire. That's what I'm about to say. And when she was sweating, and she was just crying, and she is like she get caught like a deer in a headlight light right there, and she sat down and she get caught. Just one time, like the head go, and she start crying, and she's in somewhere that she can't come out of, that she wants to get out, but she cannot get out of it. And I hold her hand, and I am rubbing her hand, and she's just sweating, and she's just crying, and she just said, look what you did to me, look what you did to me. I thought you loved me, look what you did to me. And now I can't walk away, leave her, because it is so much where you are getting all of that, and you're hearing everything that she's saying, and I'm like, God, and there's no medicine for her at this time of the day. So I just sit there with her, and I sit side to side, and I just pull her to me, and I just like this, just go in there just like this with her, and hold her hand, and just like this, right, just like this. And it was so intense, man, that I was like, Christ, what is this lady need to get out of this zone that she's in? But she has to do the timing there, it seems like, because the brain just go there and just lock and shut off right in there. It's like you're driving a car, and the car stall and shut down and decide not to move. And I told you, I sat there with her, and she went through, and when she got out of it, she said, whoo, Lord, thank you that you are here. Thank you, oh, Lord, you know what to do. It's a lucky thing that you were here, what to do. Now I had to take her inside and change her clothes, because she was just sweating so hard where it's like someone was pouring water on her. So I take her in, and I change her, and sat with her for a minute, and then it's like she's coming together, right after. So she was like out here, right, and she's taking time, and then she come together. So when she come together, and she look up, and she saw me, she said, you mother flower, you son of a biscuit, get the front door out of here. And I was like, oh my Jesus, the brain is back to where she normally keep it. And, you know, if you cannot go into yourself, and you cannot feel like, okay, imagine I just did this for this person. I just hold the person's hand, and I just guide her, and I just rock her, and I just hush her, and hear how she's so abusive at this time, and she will fight. And then right out of that, she said, when is my meeting? And I said, oh, you just came out of the meeting. How did it go? Did I get a lot of money? that I was supposed to get millions from this. And I'm like, yeah, you did. And you did very well in the meeting. You did very well. And she said, oh, okay. Because it's all about my money. I have to get my money. And you're just sitting down like, wow, I can't even tell this woman you just cussed me out. I can't tell him that I was a son of a biscuit and a mother flower and I should get the front door out. So the life of CNAs and nurses and doctors, when you're dealing with the mental health, she was schizophrenic, dementia, psychosis, Alzheimer's, all of them was just mixed in trauma or drama. So it's never personal. Just get that. It's never personal. And I had to learn that I'm not walking out there. No, I have to learn that when you can't just turn your back either. You have to see all the time, because they will hit you, and they will hit you hard. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen someone just turn around, and by the time she looked back, the client clobber her and the poor lady dropped to the floor. Yeah. So when you have your parents and your loved ones and they're going down, make sure that whoever you have to take care of them have the patience to deal with your patient. Because I'm telling you, this world that we work in this uniform here, it's not so pretty. But we always have to remember, it never personal. Yeah? So thank you for pulling up your chair. Wow, good. You here?